Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Lynn Ahrens and Stephen Flaherty's award-winning, beautiful musical Once on This Island is returning to Broadway. Under the direction of Michael Arden, it will open on December 3rd at Circle Lima Square. And we dropped by the rehearsal room to bring you a sneak peek and to meet the company led by Tony Award winner Leah Salonga and making her Broadway debut, Hailey Kilgore. You're about to make your Broadway debut.
Yay! I'm really excited.
I'm sure there's so many things going through your mind. Is it all surreal?
It's very surreal. I mean, I'm only 18. I came from a really small town, Happy Valley, Oregon. No one knows it exists. So it's like I'm on Broadway. I'm in a room full of brilliant minds. It's magical.
Okay, so Michael Arden was obsessed looking at your video when you were 16 years old, and they were like, we've got to find her. What was that like?
Well, first of all, getting that phone call of them saying, Michael Arden, Stephen Flaherty, Lynn Ahrens, Nikki James. She won a Tony? That one? Like, literally, they sent out this email and they said, okay, we're going to have you sing and we're going to have you do a few scenes, and then gave me a list of everyone that was going to be in the room. And I was like, so literally walked in and my hands were like shaking, and Michael comes up and gives me a big hug and just let me do my thing.
So what's it like? I mean, you're working with Michael Arden. Stephen and Lynn are in the room. I mean, this incredible. Leah Salonga.
Leah Salonga. No, we started our first day of rehearsals and I was doing a Netflix binge and I ended up on Mulan. And I was like, who is that? I'm going to be in the room with Leah Salonga in less than 12 hours. I should really get some sleep. I remember just being like, oh my God, but no, it's, you hear all these big names and Leah and Michael and Nikki, and then it's like, you meet them and they're people. And they're people with good hearts and good spirits, so I'm so happy.
Why do you think the time is right to bring this musical back to Broadway?
Oh man, because the world needs healing, always. And this is a show about healing, and it does it in such a beautiful way, speaking of love and heart and people and unity coming together. So it's a time for healing.
Steve and Lynn in the room.
Every day. And if something needs to change, if they need to make a cut, if they need to add something, if they need to change something, because they're there, the fact that they're in the room, it's amazing, and it's just been such a gift to have the both of them there, because it's not always like that you get. I mean, for example, revivals down the road of West Side Story, they're not going to have Leonard Bernstein in the room anymore. So it's stuff like that makes me appreciate what they have been able to give. And Stephen's husband brings us baked goods, so.
It's all about the baked goods, right?
Thanks, Trevor.
So what an incredible cast you have put together. And your leading lady you discovered, talk about her.
She's incredible, Hailey Kilgore. She's 18 years old. I happened to see a videotape of her, and I said, who is that? I had seen the videotape was when she was like 16, and I said, we have to find her, and so we called her in, and everybody just fell in love with her, and she's really remarkable, and it's so exciting to see someone waiting for life to begin who is at that same point in their life. I sometimes have to remind myself, oh, she's 18, she probably hasn't been to a ball yet, so it's really fun.
But everybody else you've assembled in this, I mean, you have Tony Award winner Leah Salonga, and then you have someone making their Broadway debut and everybody in between.
I really wanted to create a diverse company. It's my firm belief in all the work I do that the show is only as strong as every single member of the company. And they really work together and tell this story as one. There's no star in this production. The company and the story is the star, and I'm really excited to share that.
Welcome to Broadway with Once on This Island.
Thank you.
Is it all surreal? What's it like for you?
It's so, it's different from Glee. It's so different. No, it's not. It's the same hours. Same people, really. It's refreshing. I grew up doing theater, and so to be on a stage and to reach a goal of mine is wonderful. I always knew that I was going to be on the Broadway. I just didn't know when, I didn't know how, but I feel something starting right now. And I love it. I love it so much. And to work with people like Leah Salonga, whatever.
Must be nice to have worked together. Then you come into this beautiful room that Michael Arden's put together, and you're like, oh my God, we're together again.
Yes. Michael, I'm just so jealous of his imagination, and the ideas he has for this show are just brilliant.
Yeah.
I really want to tell you all about them, but you have to buy a ticket to actually see it, because it's some wonderful surprises from this to that and to this other thing that comes down and this other thing that walks onto the stage. Ooh!
Yeah.
You will not believe it.
Waste it.
What are you both looking forward to with having your glorious musical back on Broadway for a new generation?
I'm looking forward to seeing the audiences again. You know, I mean, the show is, I'm quite sure that it's going to be beautiful, but I'm so looking forward to seeing faces in the audience reacting to this show all over again, a whole new generation, and seeing the, the mixed up gender and the mixed up race of this new incarnation. I think is so important, and I think it's going to be very meaningful, and I that's what I'm looking forward to, is just seeing the first audience. I really am dying to see it. So.
The show has always been about, it's not like we're the actors, you're the audience. It's very much a dialogue, and I cannot wait for that first audience to see that dialogue and to watch the show take off.
How well did you know the musical before you started this?
I could recite the entire, I had the cassette tape, I wore that thing out. This musical is so in my heart and in my spirit. It was one of the first shows that I ever saw, and I saw it at the International Thespian Festival, and it gave me vision for what I could do. So this has kind of been in my bones to do this on Broadway for a long time.
So this is a full circle moment for you, like seeing possibilities of what you could be on stage.
Yes, and the fact that we get to do things like gender bend and include with race and all that kind of stuff, a whole new generation is going to see a refreshing new point of view about what they can do and what's possible.
So what's been the biggest pinch me moment for you so far with working on this?
Oh my God. I think when I heard Leah Salonga singing Human Heart, I was fully wet. My face was just covered in tears. And that's when I realized I am doing this incredible thing. I am part of something that is huge, that so many people are invested in and care about. And it's an incredible opportunity. And just being in a room with all of these incredible pros who have just been a dream to work with. I mean, I pinch myself every day, but that, I remember when she finished singing that song, I was just like, whoa, this is special. This is really special.
You